All right, and welcome to April's Cruising with the Mayor. I'm Chris Mikowski, the town's public information officer, and today I got Mr. Mayor with me. How are we doing today, Mr. Mayor?
Doing great. What a beautiful day in Somerville.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's beautiful. Last week we had some cold air a little bit. You know, it was a nice week. It was perfect weather, but today is just another level. It's another
really
level.
is.
But no, thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to this conversation, just kind of talking about the April's council meeting, but also just discussing April as a whole as we go into, the warmer summer season.
Yeah. So we had a great council meeting last week. Really wasn't a large agenda. Some of the items that were actually on the agenda were pushed off. Two of those items were for someone to be able to work with their neighbors and kind of have a more win-win outcome.
Yeah.
Another one was waiting for some pending legal matters to work out. So the agenda was pretty light, but we had a good council meeting. The weather's been good. We just came out, you think about April, we just finished the Flower Town Festival.
Yeah.
So many people.
It was amazing.
It was fun to watch the community come together.
Yep.
And look at some of the amazing artwork and stuff that all the vendors had, which was really impressive. And if you're a foodie, a lot of good food.
I'm definitely a foodie now.
Yes. Come on. So Flower Town was great, and it's just a good time of year to be in Somerville.
Absolutely. And we'll dig into Flower Town in a second, but I do want to go back to the meeting a little bit because we had some really amazing things happen at this meeting. Though it was short, we did have some really big things. First of all, I want to just shout out George, who has served our town for 40 years. You want to speak on that a little bit?
Yeah, it was great to recognize Mr. George. 40 years working for the town of Somerville. He's in our Parks and Rec department, and I actually saw him working during Flower Town Festival. He was running circles around some of those young people.
Yeah, he was. And he's still on the top of his game. You think he got 40 more years in him?
I hope so. We'd love to have him. But it's just great to recognize somebody that's worked so hard and committed his adult life to helping our community be a better place.
Honestly, 40 years, George. Thank you so much for your service to our community, and we really appreciate you and the incredible work you do for us and our community. Also, we did have a proclamation for Child Abuse Prevention Month for April, right?
That is correct. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and Dr. Kay Phillips from the Kay Phillips Child Advocacy Center was there with some of her team, as well as some of the multidisciplinary team members, which are all the folks from the community that work for the best outcome of the children who have found themselves in abuse and neglect. It's certainly not the child's fault, and this entire team does a fantastic job of trying to help each of those victims become their best self through the trauma.
Absolutely. I think it's such an important topic, and I think conversation around that just continues to need to be done. And I'm glad that we were able to recognize the month of April as Child Abuse Prevention Month.
Absolutely.
Now, lastly, I know this one hits close to home, Mr. Mayor, but we had a proclamation for Parkinson's awareness. And so do you want to speak on that a little bit more, Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, April is also Parkinson's Disease Awareness Month. As you know, my dad has had Parkinson's, or he had Parkinson's since 2003. So my family and I were very familiar with Parkinson's disease and the effect it has on your family. We were honored and recognized since we do a nonprofit called Putting for Parkinson's through a Steady Hand Foundation. Yeah, we raise money for Parkinson's awareness each year, and it was really nice to be able to get that recognition in front of council. I want to thank probably Beth and our Mayor Pro Tem for setting that up secretly behind us. Thank you both.
That's amazing. Now, anyone watching, how can they get back to Parkinson's disease and help support the cause?
Well, there's a lot of ways to help. the biggest way is to educate yourself so that you know what Parkinson's disease is and how it affects folks. You can look for ways to support nonprofits like a Steady Hand Foundation. We raise money for the Murray Center for Neurological Research down at MUSC.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other organizations that support caregivers as well as the families who have that. The ARC is another example. Even though it's for Alzheimer's respite care, Parkinson's-induced dementia has sort of plays out the same way. So folks like my dad were able to use the ARC, and it helps the caregivers. So those are great organizations locally that you can support to help those in need from Parkinson's disease.
Awesome. Well, anyone who's watching, I will have all that stuff in the link, all that information. Go check it out. Go get educated, and if you want to support, the fight against Parkinson's, please feel free to learn and support.
That's right.
Now, Mr. Mayor, we are in April, and we apologize this not coming out the Friday after a council meeting. So in all honesty, we actually filmed, but the microphone that we had on Mr. Mayor cut out about 3 minutes in. The rest of it was just complete silence. Now it's like, I texted Mr. Mayor, I said, all right, we got to redo this because there's no way we can push this out. So we apologize for the...
Well, and I thought people would prefer me being silent than speaking.
No, it was like complete silence too. No, but last thing before we wrap this up, the weather's getting warmer. The events are going to start picking up. Do you have anything else you want to share for the sake of cruising with the mayor and kind of what we're approaching? I mean, it's April. Maybe talk about a little bit of the budget, where we're at with the budget as well.
Yeah, no, that's great. We are a July 1st to June 30th fiscal calendar. So we are hot and heavy in the budget preparation.
Yeah.
I will say that I really appreciate Scott Slatton and our staff, Rhonda Moore with finance, for pulling together our budget. We have a budget workshop coming up on the 22nd of April. Be on the lookout for that. But we're really working. We have limited funds. We have a lot of needs. And we're trying to prioritize things so that we are fiscally responsible, good stewards of the taxpayer dollars, but also creating the quality of life opportunities that our town expects from us. In addition to that, we have the vision planning process that is underway with Dorchester County and the Chamber of Commerce. Let your voice be heard and fill out the online survey. I know it's connected to our town website, but I'm sure Chris will put a link on this as well.
Always.
We want your feedback on how you want the town of Summerville to be in 15 years. What are your expectations for us from a quality of life standpoint? I'm sure we're going to hear some stuff about traffic and infrastructure, bicycle and pedestrian connectivity, our parks and rec. All of those factors will be pulled into one big vision plan. It'll take you about 15 minutes, but help us shape the next 15 years in the town of Summerville.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you brought that up, and we will have that linked in the bio. It's on our website. You can find it, I promise you. And please take the time, fill that out, because your voice matters. We want y'all's opinion and help shaping Summerville and the future of Summerville. Like you said, 15 minutes for the next 15 years of our future. But that said, Mr. Mayor, anything else for the sake of the conversation?
No, enjoy this beautiful weather, get outdoors, and enjoy the time in this community.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, thank you.